Samuel, otherwise called the first book of the Kings. Now there was a certain man of Ramathaim Zophim of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Dohan, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zaph, and Raphael. And he had two wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of his city yearly to sacrifice of hosts in Shiloh. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of the Lord, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife and to all her sons and her daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah. But the Lord had shut up her womb. And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because the Lord had shut her womb. And as he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of the Lord, so she proved her. Therefore she went and did not eat. Then said Elkanah unto her, Hannah, why weepest thou, and why eatest thou not, and why is thy heart grieved? Am not I better to thee than 10 sons? So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Now Eli the priest sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of the Lord. And she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto the Lord, and wept sore. And she vowed a vow, and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but wilt give of thine handmaid a man-child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. And it came to pass, as she was praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, How long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said, No, my lord, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord. Count not thine handmaid for a daughter of Belial. For out of the abundance of complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Then Eli answered him, Go, of Israel, grant thee thy petition that thou hast asked of him. And she said, Let thine handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went away and eat, and ordinance no more to add. And they rose up in the morning early, and worshipped before the Lord, and returned and came to their house, to Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered. Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come about after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I asked him of the Lord. And the man Elkanah and the house up to offer unto the yearly sacrifice and his vow. But Hannah went not up, for she said unto her husband, I will not go up until the child be weaned, and then I will bring him, that he may appear before the Lord, and verify for that. And Elkanah her husband said unto her, Do what seemeth thee good. Tarry till thou hast weaned him, only the Lord establish his work. So the woman abode, and gave her son suck until she weaned him. And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her, with 3 bullocks, and 1 ephah of flour, and a bottle of wine, and brought him unto the house of the Lord in Shiloh. And the child was young. And they slew a bullock, and brought the child to Eli. And she said, O my Lord, as thy soul liveth, my Lord, here, praying unto the Lord. For this child I prayed, and the Lord hath given me my petition which I asked of him. Therefore also I have lent him to the Lord. As long as he liveth, he'll be lent to the Lord. And he worshipped there. Chapter 2. And Hannah prayed and said, My heart rejoiceth in the Lord. My horn is exalted in the Lord. My mouth is enlarged over mine enemies. Rejoice in thy salvation. There is none holy, Lord, for there is none beside thee. Neither is there any rock like our God. Talk no more so exceedingly. Let arrogancy come out of your mouth. For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. The bows of the mighty men are broken, and they that stumbled are girded with strength. They that were full have hired out themselves for bread, and they that were hungry ceased. So the barren hath borne 7, and she hath many children is waxed feeble. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the world upon them. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail. The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall be thunder upon them. The Lord shall judge the ends of the earth. He shall give to his king, and exalt one of his anointed. And Elkanah went to Ramah to his house, and the child ministered unto the Lord for Eli the priest. Now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial, they knew not the Lord. And the priest's custom with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servant came, while the flesh was in seething, with the flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand, and he struck it into the pan, or kettle, or cauldron, or pot. All that the flesh hook brought up, the priest took for himself. So they did in Shiloh unto all Israel. Israelites came thither. Also, before they burnt the priest servant came and said to the sacrifice, Give fish to roast for the priest, for he will not have sodden flesh of thee, but raw. And if any man said unto him, Let them not fail to burn the fat presently, and then take as much as thy soul desireth, then he would answer him, Nay, but thou shalt give me now, and if not, I will take it by force. For the sin of the young men was very great before the Lord. Men abhorred the offering of the Lord. But Samuel ministered before the Lord, being a child, girded with a linen ephod. Moreover, his mother made him a little coat, and brought it to him from year to year, when she came up with her husband to offer the yearly sacrifice. And Eli blessed Elkanah and his wife, and said, Lord, give thee seed of this woman, bone which is lent to the Lord. And they went on home, visited Hannah, so that she conceived, and bare 3 sons and 2 daughters. And the child Samuel grew before the Lord. Now Eli was very old, and heard all that his sons did unto all Israel, and how they lay with them that assembled at the door of the tabernacle congregation. And he said to them, Why do ye such things? For I hear of your evil dealings by all this people. Nay, my sons, for it is no good report that I hear. Ye make the Lord's people to transgress. If one man sin against another, the judge shall judge. But if a man sin against the Lord, who shall entreat for him? Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto the voice of their father, because the Lord would slay them. And the child Samuel grew on, and was both with the Lord and also men. And there came a man unto Eli, and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Did I plainly appear in the house of thy father in Egypt in Pharaoh's house? Did I choose him out of the tribe of Israel to be my priest, offer upon mine altar, to an incense, and did I give unto the house of thy father, or ate by fire, the children of Israel? Wherefore keep ye at my sacrifice, and at mine offering, which I have commanded in my habitation, and all sons above me, to make yourselves fat with the chiefest of all the offerings of Israel my people? Wherefore the Lord Israel saith, I said, indeed, that thy house and the house of thy father should walk before me forever. But the Lord saith, Be it far from me, for them that honor me I will honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly. The days come that I will cut off thine arm, the arm of thy father's house, that there shall not be an old man in thine house. Thou shalt see an end of my habitation in all the wealth which God give Israel. Will not be an old man in thine house forever. And the man of thine whom I shall not offer from shall be to thine eyes, thine heart. And the increase of shall die in the foot of their age. And this shall be a sign unto thee, that shall come upon 2 sons, on Hophni and Phinehas. In one day they shall die, both of them. And I raise me up a faithful priest, that shall do according to that which is in mine heart and in my mouth. mind, and I will build him a sure house, and walk before mine anointed forever. And it shall come to pass that every one that left in thine house shall come and crouch to him for a piece of earth and of bread, say, Put me, I pray thee, into the priest's offices, that I may eat a piece of bread. Chapter 3. And the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord. And the word of the Lord was precious in those days. There was no open vision. It came to pass at that time, when Eli was laid down in his place, and his eyes began to wax dim, he could not see. And ere the lamp of God went out in the temple of the Lord, where the ark of God was, and Samuel was laid down to sleep, that the Lord called him, and he, Here am I. And he ran unto Eli and said, Get and lay down. And the Lord called yet again, Samuel. And Samuel rose and went to Eli and said, Here am I, for thou didst call me. And he answered, I called not my son. Lie down. Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, neither was the word of the Lord yet revealed unto him. And the Lord called Samuel again the third time, and he arose and went to Eli and said, Here am I, for didst call me. And Eli perceived that the Lord had called the child. Therefore Eli said unto Samuel, Go, lie. It shall be, if he call thee, that thou shalt say, Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. And the Lord came and stood and called as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. And Samuel answered, Speak, for thy servant heareth. And the Lord said to Samuel, Behold, I will do a thing in Israel, at which both the ears of every one that heareth it shall tingle. In that day I will perform it. I will also make an end. For I have told him that I will judge his house forever for the iniquity which he knoweth, because his sons made the vile, and he restrained them not. And therefore I have sworn unto the house that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be purged with sacrifice forever. And Samuel lay until the morning, and opened the doors of the house of the Lord. And Samuel feared to show Eli the vision. Then Eli called Samuel and said, Samuel, my son. And he answered, Here am I. And said, What is the thing that the Lord hath said unto thee? I pray thee, hide it not from me. God do so to thee, and more also, if thou hide anything from me of all the things that he said unto thee. And Samuel took him every whit from him, and it is him do what's good. And Samuel grew, the Lord was with him, and did let none of his words fall to the ground. And all Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, knew that Samuel was established to be a prophet of the Lord. And the Lord appeared again. The Lord revealed himself to Samuel by the word of the Lord. And the word of Samuel came to all Israel. Now Israel went out against the Philistines to battle, and pitched beside Ebenezer. And the Philistines pitched in Aphek. And the Philistines put themselves in array again. And when they joined battle, Israel was smit before the Philistines, and they slew of the army in the field of 4,000 men. And when the people walked to the camp, the elders of Israel said, Wherefore hath the Lord smitten us before the Philistines? Stretch the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of Shiloh unto us, that when it cometh among us, it save us out of the hand of our enemies. So the people sent to Shiloh, that they might bring from thence the ark of the covenant of the Lord of hosts, which dwelleth between the cherubims. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, there with the ark of the covenant of God. And when the ark of the covenant of the Lord came into the oil, shout, a great shout, the earth began. When the Philistines heard the noise of the shout, they said, What mean the noise of this great shout in the camp of the Hebrews? And they understood that the ark of the Lord come into the camp. The Philistines were afraid, for they said, God is come into the camp. And we said, Woe unto us, for there hath not been such a thing heretofore. Woe unto us, who shall deliver us out of the hand of these mighty gods? These are the gods that smote the Egyptians with all the plagues in the wilderness. Be strong, and put yourselves like men, O ye Philistines, that ye not servants unto the Hebrews, as they to you. Put yourselves men. And the Philistines fought. Israel was smitten. They led every man into his tent. And there was a very great slaughter, for there fell Israel 30,000 footmen. And the ark of God was taken, and the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were slain. And there ran a man of Benjamin out of the army, and came to Shiloh the same day with his clothes rent and with earth upon his head. And when he came, lo, Eli sat upon a seat by the wayside watching, for his heart trembled for the ark of God. And when the man came into the city and told it, all the city cried out. And when Eli heard the noise of it, he said, with the noise tumult. And the man came in hastily and told Eli. Now Eli is 98 years old, and his eyes were dim, that he could not see. And the man said unto Eli, I am he that came the army, and I fled day out of the army. And he said, what is there done, my son? And the messenger answered and said, Israel is fled before the Philistines, and there hath been also great slaughter among the people, and thy two sons also, Hophni. And it came to pass, when he made mention of the ark of God, that he fell from off the seat backward by the side of the gate, and his neck brake, and he died. For he was an old man and heavy, and he had judged Israel 40 years. Daughter-in-law of his wife was a child near to be with. That the ark of God was taken, and that her father-in-law and her husband were dead. She bowed her head. The pains came upon her. About the time of her death, the women that stood by her said unto her, Fear, for thou hast borne a son. But she did not, neither did she regard the child Ichabod, saying, The glory is departed from Israel, because the ark of God was taken, and because of her father-in-law and her husband. And she said, The glory is departed from Israel, for the ark of God is taken. The Philistines took the ark of God unto Ashdod. When the Philistines took the ark of God, they brought it to Dagon and Sekon. And when they arose early, behold, but fallen upon his face again. And when they arose the ark of the Lord, and the head of Dagon, and both the palms of his hands were cut off upon the threshold, only the stump of Dagon left to him. Therefore neither the priest of Dagon nor his house tread on the threshold of Dagon and Ashdod unto this day. The hand of the Lord would be upon them, and he destroyed them. Emerald and Ashdod was there. And when the said, The ark of the God abide with us, his hand is sore upon us, upon Dagon our God. They said, and they answered, Let the ark of the God of Israel be carried about unto Gath. And they carried the ark of the God of Israel about thither. And it was so that after they had carried it about, the hand of the Lord was against the city with a very great destruction. And he smote the men of the city, both small and great, and they had emeralds in their secret pots. Therefore they sent the ark of God to Ekron. And it came to pass, as the ark of God came to Ekron, that the Ekronites cried out, saying, They brought about the ark of the God of Israel to us, to slay and our people. They sent and gathered together all of the Philistines, and said, Send away the ark of the God of Israel, and take to his own place. Slay us not in our food. There was destruction throughout the city. The hand of God was very heavy there. And the men were smitten with the empty. And the cry of this went up to say. The ark of the Lord was in the country of the Philistines.
All right, well, that concludes chapters 1 through 5 of 1 Samuel. So now we can put in the commentary. Anybody that wants to join the chat can do so at any time. I'll pin this to the top of the comment section. So there it is. And then I'll show it on the screen so that everybody knows that the commentary is open. Anybody can join the chat. Here's the co-host, Iger TV. I'm about to add him on here.
Hello, friend. Hope everything's good.
Iger.
What's up, brother? What's up? What's up, man? I kind of miss the beginning. I just put my volume.
That's fine. You go back and read it later.
Yeah, man.
That's what everybody should do, is read their Bible. It's unfortunate.
But yeah, man.
So I try to kill two birds with one stone, try to get my Bible reading in and do, like a live stream. That way I can hear it, read it, and then everybody else that doesn't read their Bible, they can tune in also. So it can just all be blessed. That's the plan. What are you doing tonight? Just up and running around?
Well, I got deleted already. You're the only person that knows so far, but yeah, man. I was gonna log into YouTube as usual, and then I was like, crap. So I went on my backup channel, and I thought I got a strike, but they removed one of the videos for medical misinfo too. But no strike on the backup channel, so that's good. I'm just a little down right now, bro. I don't know. You went through it like a week ago. It's like a day or something. Like dang it.
Yeah. This channel got struck one time. It was for a sodomite video that I put out, but that was like a long time ago. So that community guideline strike is no longer on my record for this channel. I'm totally clean.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I don't have any strikes, bro. Just they just took a video out. So I think the first one they give you, like a written warning. It's not a strike or something. I don't know. They took it out. It said it's not a strike. So, but yeah, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna get through this.
Mm-hmm.
So, summarize Samuel chapter 5 for me.
Yeah. So have you ever read 1 Samuel in its entirety?
No, I'm gonna be honest with you and say I have not.
All right. Well, chapter 1, this is all the stuff. I just let the audio play through. That's what I want to try to do with these. But Samuel is presented to Eli, the high priest. So you got Samuel, I forget which tribe he's actually from right now. So you have Eli, which of course is from the tribe of Levi. He's the high priest. Samuel, he's going to be like this kid that grows up in the temple with the priests. And then eventually he's going to judge Israel. And he's actually going to anoint the very first king of Israel. So chapter 1 is about Samuel being presented to Eli as a little child because his mother had sworn to the Lord that she would give him to the Lord forever, or like give him over to tabernacle service as long as he lives. And so that was a petition of hers because she had been barren for a long time. So she said, if you just give me a child, I'll be happy with that and I'll actually lend him to you forever. And so that happened. And then she's actually blessed with a bunch of children after that. That's chapter 1.
All right.
Chapter 2. Eli's sons are told to be devils. So he's generally a good guy, but he's not restricting them, He's not really appointing people to the position of, I guess, the hierarchy of priests, like where he is. uh, based on merit. But he's like, well, you're my son, so it looks like, I can trust you. And he can't trust them, but he's not gonna like take the job away from them or anything. He's just kind of letting them do this. I guess it's like a father-son relationship where he feels bad for them, and so he just lets this continue. And it gets so bad where actually he and his sons will die in one day. So those were sons of Belial, the Bible calls them, and there are other synonyms in the Bible for sons of Belial, such as sodomites. Yeah, that's one of the synonyms. Synonym.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like Bell or Bow,
Yeah,
Belial. I don't know.
you can look that up. Belial, sons of Belial, sons of the devil. You got, yeah, the word reprobates. You could put that in there too. That would be a synonym with sons of Belial or sodomites, reprobates.
Sons of the Devil.
Chapter 3, Samuel hears the voice of God. So this little child Samuel, he's growing up in the tabernacle. They got like a tent. They got the tabernacle actually pitched basically in a permanent location over there in Shiloh. And so they're kind of hanging out there with the temple like they always do. People come to there, to offer sacrifices and stuff every day. So you got his wicked sons and Eli the priest basically running the operation. And Samuel, he's going to be like Eli's right hand man. He's growing up with him. Well, in chapter 3, he actually hears the voice of God audibly. And it tells him some things. So you can go to chapter 3 and read about that. Chapter 4. The ark of God, which God had given them on Mount Sinai, with Moses. Moses made it. Okay. So you have the ark of God. It's got the two tables of the commandments. Okay, like stone tablet commandments. And then you have the manna, which they ate for 40 years while they was in the desert. And then you have the rod that budded, which was a significance from God. He supernaturally allowed this rod that was totally broken off, like a branch from a tree, to supernaturally bud. And so
Mm.
they put that in the ark as a memorial. Those are the only three things that were in this ark. It's just like a treasure chest. So it's actually taken in this chapter from the Philistines. And Eli's two sons actually die on the same day that Eli dies, which is directly after they died. He's given the news that they died. And then when he hears about the Ark of God being taken, he falls off of whatever edge he was sitting on, uh, you know, and the fall killed him. Says he was a heavy man, says like a fat high priest. Doesn't. And the whole thing about his sons were that, like, they were taking more because they get a portion of the meat that comes from every sacrifice, and they were actually like taking more than they should. So that would indicate that his sons also were overweight people. Like, got like three. It's not a good scenario in the Bible, but that's what the Bible says, not me. The Bible says there was three fat high priests, that were running the ceremonial practices of the nation of Israel one time. I didn't write it. That's what the Bible says, and there is a lesson to be learned from it. I'll probably refrain from that, though. I think I'll leave that to the pulpit guys.
All right, all right.
Chapter 5. Dagon is exposed and the ark of God is respected among all the Philistines. The Philistines took the ark of God in the last chapter, so they got it like propped up next to their idol in their temple or whatever that they got going on. And what ends up happening is the idol just keeps end up falling over, and eventually it just breaks in pieces one day. And so they're like, okay, well, this God is messing with our God. But then it gets further than that, and they actually start getting infected, probably seeing visions and stuff and having dreams. But they get all infected in emeralds, probably some sort of hemorrhoid that infected all of these male people that within the Philistine nation, and or at least the Philistines that were living in that community where the Ark of God was. They all end up getting this, and they all somehow know that it was from God, and that it's because they have the Ark, and so they end up sending it away. And everybody's afraid to take it because the next civilization that they send it to, I don't know why civilization. Some go back to the chapter and read about the people who Ekronites maybe is what it calls them. Uh, they take the Ark of God, and they're like, we don't want to have it either. So everybody's afraid to take the Ark of God. So what ends up happening is the false idols are exposed as false, and the true God of Israel and his Ark is respected. And that is the way that it is to this day. The Bible is the most sold book in the history of humanity, and still stands as such today. The most purchased book to this day. Okay, the Bible. Maybe you'll look at it, and you'll look at Stephen King and say, well, those are two different kinds of books, but it's still, uh, the fact is that it's the greatest story ever written. That's because it sells more copies than any book out there. You can put it in whatever category that you want to. And it's ancient, okay? It was written by like multiple authors over literally thousands of years. And it's historical. Okay, you can trace these ancient manuscripts, at least from the Greek New Testament, clear back to 100 AD. That's, pretty close to after the death of Christ. There's historical evidence for Jesus that dwarfs any other figure of history. A lot more proof for Jesus than there would be even of Julius Caesar existing.
Wow. Pretty crazy, bro. Pretty crazy. Hey, what was the three things that were in the ark, bro? I kind of, well, at this point, anyways, I remember this long stick with that gloom supernaturally, and what was the other two?
Yeah, you got hold on, I got something. All right, so here it is, the ark.
It's cool, bro. Put it closer, and it'll be like life size.
The ark. This is what the Philistines took. Okay, it's just a model. It's not the real thing, obviously.
Yeah. How sure are we that that's what it looked like? Like, pretty sure.
Pretty sure, yeah. I don't know about the cherubims, because it's like I see more of it having like more eyes and stuff, like the cherubim similar to Ezekiel's vision. So it's probably, I mean, they're painting it to, first of all, oh man.
Wait. Before we move on, what was the three things you said? You just said them a couple minutes ago.
Well, I gotta open it, and then we can.
All right.
We can look inside the Ark of God. You'd have died if you did this in the past, man.
Indiana Jones style, everybody just turns into skeletons and dust.
Can't look in it. The manna that rained.
Oh, the manna. Gotcha.
They said that it looked like olive oil and something, but basically like some foam, and then you could have that as your main course for whatever else you're eating. Because it's like what they had to use for bread. and
Yeah,
we use bread a lot even today.
for sure. Yeah. Spanish people use rice, bro. So it's like the rice to whatever snake. Well, they didn't eat snakes, but whatever animal they cut. Maybe a
I'm
couple
getting more of
cactus
this.
here and there. Hey, show me all the three things, bro. So we got the
Well,
manna.
there's one thing: supernatural bread from God. How about that?
No,
How
yeah,
about
that's
that?
amazing. Yeah, I love that, bro.
Still falls in some places over there in that area in the desert, and you can actually still collect it and eat it. True
What?
story,
No way.
dude. You want to share your screen and look that up? Because I'm
Yes,
serious.
I would love to. I would love to, bro. Hold on, I gotta open up a new tab. So this is what I was gonna tell you. Right now, I just hit share screen and then I click on Chrome tab, and I'm just gonna share one tab. I don't share my whole screen, so I could toggle back between StreamYard and whatever. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not. When you share my screen, I'm only sharing one tab,
All right.
and it comes in handy when you're doing live streams because then you can toggle back to the StreamYard tab and all right. So what do I search, bro? What do I search? Mana.
Manna found in the desert.
Mana found desert. Oh, it says in Florida, bro. Hold up, that's too weird. I gotta look at that. The manatees. Okay. Yeah, never mind. I'm
You
like,
ever know
wait, no,
what those
no way.
are? Those like tame animals that you can swim with?
They they're not.
I,
Yeah, they're not known for killing anybody. They're like a gentle giant. They're um they're not that big if you want to go back and look at that. But let's see, man. I spelled desert wrong. Pretty. Does it have? Wait, no. Desert has one S or two S's.
I don't know. It's like Manna, and then desert is just one S.
Just one S. Okay. No, missing Saudi man.
That's just
You're
pictures.
you're gonna have to do yeah. Well, there's no pictures of man. I mean, maybe there's a different way to search it up if you had the location or perhaps. Desert mana is pre-hardmore material dropped by the desert the gene. It is used to craft desert lamps and desert themed items, as well as vulture wings. Oh, it's got two. What is mana in Bible? Where's mana found in Bible? It might have two ends, maybe. Mana is only natural phenomena of the desert suggests that the tamaric bush, which grows in parts of Sinai Peninsula, it is infected with scale insects that suck its sap. Some of which is excreted in the form of globules that solidify in the sun and fall to the ground. This one kind of looks like yeah, and you know what? If I found like a good creationist or a Christian site, that would probably help.
Yeah, I mean, I got one right
So
here from
those,
Moment Magazine. Manna. Let's
there you
see.
go. Yeah, share your screen, or if you want to put the link on the chat, I could just copy paste it. Maybe under videos. Hold on, that might be the way to go. Mana falls in Angola desert.
That when my kids heard that we are going to Angola, they He asked me, "Mom,
Presence of God.
Let's see. Let's see.
The
The
manna that
manna that
falls every
falls every
Wednesday and
Wednesday and
Friday at
Friday
the
at the
Number
Number
Adventist
Adventist
Station
Station
in the
in the
southern
southern
part
part
of
of
Angola.
Angola. Manna has been falling in this drought stricken area since 1945, and we praise God for providing to His people.
We have
Yeah, there
always
you
had
go.
a poor harvest in this area, but God has always provided for his people. My sister can testify that they survived on manna when times were hard at the Number Adventist Mission. Until today, people are still eating it.
Curiosity killed the cat, and so Sid Media's director, Nosibanda, visited the area in the southern part of Angola to get the first hand information and, as they say, the proof of the pudding.
Here we are at Nama Adventist Mission Station. We came, we saw, we smelled, we touched, and now I'm tasting for the third time just to convince you that indeed this is manna from heaven. The taste, I can't describe it. It tastes of everything that I've ever eaten that is so good.
I've also come to taste the manna, and I can't really describe how it tastes like. It is like honey, it's like a cake. But I really don't have words to describe how it tastes like. Exactly, I don't know how to describe it. I just know that it's white and it's sweet, but the real taste I can't have anything to compare with.
this story of number, I've been just reading it in Storytime in Africa book. I taught my kids when they were growing with that story. And when we heard that, my kids heard that we are going to Angola, they asked me, "Mommy, is that the same place where manna was falling?" I said, "Yes, but it should be in Angola, but I don't know exactly where that place is." But when we came here in Angola, we inquired of the place. They said, yes, actually, even now, manna is still falling. And I'm happy that I've visited the place today. And I picked a few pieces of it. I tasted it. It's very nice. When you are eating it, it's like something mixed with sweet, and there is a good fragrance on it. So you cannot really explain the way it is, but it's a very nice food.
Wow, it has been really a great experience here because stories have been going all over. I have heard about it. I tried to Google about it. And of course, when I Googled it, I found a small piece by Signs of Times, which was documented there. But even after I saw it, there were still doubts from my colleagues that I informed about it. Um, well, this morning we've made it to come here, and I still can't believe that I'm here. And we've got a bit of it here. It's a bit hard. The text is hard. I think it has dried up a bit. It's more or less like a cake's icing sugar that has been dried because it's very tasty, very sweet.
The history of manna falling in Lamba Adventist Station in the southern parts of Angola dates back to more than 50 years ago when there was a famine in this area. Villagers had to walk long distance to look for food, and those who harvested a little bit had to sweat it out to grind the maize meal into milli, a very
But the
labor-intensive
job
exercise. But the
had to
job had to
be
be
done.
done.
Is that enough,
The
or you
mission
want to watch
station
the
was
whole thing?
destroyed during the civil war in Angola that lasted more than 20 years. When
Yeah,
the
I
mission
mean that
station
gets
was
the point
destroyed by
across.
the rebels, manna
There's
stopped falling
articles though
and
that
only started
I
falling
mean I've
again when
been
the
able to pull up a couple of them. The
Okay.
articles are good on it. You
This
know,
one's
there's
8 minutes long,
solid research.
but that is interesting, bro. Is there another place, or is this the only place that
I don't know about
the
videos. I mean,
Angola? No, I mean like well, the articles. I guess we can go over a couple, see if it happens anywhere else. And what was the third thing before we get too far? Like, what was the three things in the arc? We got like a branch that was kind of dead, and then it blossomed supernaturally. We got the mana, and then I feel like we kind of skipped the third thing.
yeah, you got the manna, and then you have the rod that budded, Aaron's rod. So it's like a branch from a tree that was supernaturally started growing stuff. It budded. And so this is what they would keep the manna in, a little pot. So you have the pot of manna, Aaron's rod, signifying that God had given him the position to be a priest, nobody else. And then you have the Ten Commandments.
All right, yeah.
Now, I have some other Ten Commandments in this box. It says in Exodus 31:18, he gave to Moses, when he had made an end of speaking to him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tablets of testimony, tablets of stone written with the finger of God. They were written with the finger of God. And one of the things he said on there was that he made everything in 6 days and rested on the 7th. He doesn't stutter. He really did write that down with his finger. And it's true. Okay, so the earth did not like make itself or something. Stones were quarried from Mount Sinai. This is probably not, they didn't probably quarry these from Arabia. They probably got them from the other Mount Sinai, which is over there. I forget where it is, but anyways, 10 Commandments. It says,
you're gonna have to say this one video, bro.
Yeah, but these stones right here, they were actually taken from a mountain. I don't know, it's probably not the one in Arabia, but pretty cool.
Have you seen that Ron Wyatt documentary? It's real short, it's like 10 minutes, maybe long, and it's about those the Rock of Horeb, where that split rock.
What's up, guys? I'm Chad.
Sorry about that. I was loading up that video again so I can say
I'm the owner of Cook Pressure Washing. I know business insurance is something a lot of companies dread dealing with. But next.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was an ad playing before the video that I was just sharing.
Yeah, I don't know about Ron Wyatt. Some of his stuff is legitimate, probably, but then it's like, man, he has some weird stories.
I've seen the Sodom and Gomorrah, which I thought was awesome. I saw the Rock of Horeb thing, which I thought was cool.
Yeah,
and then Noah's Ark documentary was cool. But I will say that when I watched that the Ark of the Covenant one, that one, like, it looked all weird, bro. Like, it was all edited and cut up, and I don't know, it wasn't like, it was weird, bro. I didn't buy that one, but
at some point, because his earlier discoveries, like, they were legitimate, and then it's like he probably started making money and fortune and stuff, so he came out with this bizarre stuff.
Which ones would you say were not that good? Like, I don't know, like I said, like the Rock of Horror to me was pretty legit. Noah's Ark for sure. That's the first one I saw. I thought that was pretty legit. And then Sodom and Gomorrah, I saw half of it, and that seemed pretty legit. But then for some reason I saw that one, bro. That one was just like, man, they're reaching a lot here with the where Jesus Christ's blood fell down, and under where he was crucified, that's where the Ark of the Covenant is buried. I don't know, that one's pretty stretchy, but the other one seemed pretty legit to me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he has more, but I only seen those 4 that I can think of.
Yeah, and there's a lot of theories on like where it could still be, or whatever. Stupid. It's just like, whatever it's gonna be like in heaven. The Bible says it's not even gonna be like mentioned anymore. So there's gonna be no Ark of the Covenant in heaven. That was just for them at that time. They lost their chance to basically retain it sometime after Solomon died, and then the division of Israel. Probably, I don't know if they had ever brought it back to the second temple. I don't think that ever even happened. So it's like the Ark has been gone for a long time and it's not coming back. They might try to construct some kind of Ark hoax. There's like tribes over there, like uh, in Egypt, that like to this day say that they have the actual Ark of God. You know, they like keep it in a tent, and they're like, we protect this region. You know, and this was handed down to us by like our ancestors. It's crazy, and I only know of one tribe that actually does that, but they're legitimate, and they have actually been doing that. You could I guess. I don't know how far they can document that, but they've been there for a while, guarding that same tent for some reason.
Where's that at?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere over in Africa. Pretty certain of that.
I hear Ethiopia a lot for some reason.
Yeah.
Ethiopia, bro. All right, what else? What else we got?
Well, we could do some screen sharing here. Then I'll show you stuff we can do. Let's see. Well, not some health organization in New York. The real Mount Sinai. It's kind of like a two options. One of them is biblical, and the other one
you roboted a lot there. I could.
The mountain.
You just roboted a lot. Can you repeat that? I think you might have froze. Uh-oh. I'm not sure what happened, Chris. So, yep. Just me again. You should be back shortly. Let's see. Anything interesting I got? Oh, I got some videos of the guy that made his car run on water. Let's see anything else. One of my favorite songs.
You know, I only understand sometimes what a terrible burden it is to know some of the things that I know. And try to wake people up and impart this knowledge to them. And find out that they just have walls built in front of them. They want to be slaves.
Now, I risk sounding like a conspiracy theorist, but it's no longer a...
Welcome back, Christopher. We're like, you're roboting, and then you died. You got cut off.
Hopefully it's good now.
I still have this video from last night. Well, The good thing is I get to show all my favorite videos again for a third time. But I don't even know if I want to get I don't know what I'm doing next, bro. I think I might do a different channel this time for my backup channel. Change my handle. All right, so I'm not sure where you were at, bro, because you started roboting before you left.
The location from Mount Sinai after they're disputed, like, I'm trying to get what you Buffalo, where like
I can barely hear you. Like, are you on your phone?
no.
Okay, I can hear you now. I'm not sure why at first I couldn't hear you.
Let's see if I can, because I'm not gonna be able to share the screen to this other site. I'm gonna probably go well. I'm trying to look
It's
it
already.
up.
It's sounding a little robot-y already. Like whatever you're doing, it's probably loading.
The audio.
Yeah, your audio's sounding a little
Yeah.
robot-y. I feel like whenever you're loading something like a video or something, then it'll mess up the audio. When you're like opening up tabs in the background, trying to load stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, so there's a Mount Sinai over in Mesopotamia. And then there's one in Arabia.
All right. Mount Sinai, Mesopotamia, and Arabia.
Wish I could pull up a map.
You want me to pull it up for you?
Yeah. Yeah, so Mount Sinai in Egypt. And then you have Mount Sinai in Arabia. No, that's wrong. Not this website. Not good. According to Mount Sinai, traditionally known as Jabal Musa, is a mountain on the Sinai Peninsula of Egypt. It's possibly the same location as biblical Mount Sinai, where, according to the Bible, Moses received the Ten Commandments. So there's one location in Egypt. I don't find any more about.
So there's two Mount Sinai's, you're saying? I never looked into Mount Sinai.
Yeah. The highest peak in Egypt is Mount Catherine. And that's like it's right next to the highest peak in Egypt.
I'm gonna look it up.
Then you have in the New Testament it says that Mount Sinai is in Arabia. Yeah. That's where the actual real mountain is. Just FYI.
So there's one in Arabia.
Peter says, yo.
Yo, Peter! I got deleted on my main channel, Peter. Make sure you subscribe to my backup channel, Iger TV. I can put a link on the stream real quick. Or not. Let's see. Iger TV. Hey, I don't have any S's on this handle. That works for me because my S broke. Works good for me. All right, so I'm looking up, and if you want, I'll share both sites just so we can look at them. Chrome tab. Mount Sinai, Arabia, and there's one Sinai. Why is Mount Sinai sacred to Islam? Oh, because they believe in Moses too. Oh, look, they got the Rock of Horeb right here. It pops right up. It's the one from Saudi Arabia. I just put Mount Sinai, Arabia, and right there's the Rock of Horeb. That's pretty cool, bro. I remember I saw a video one time of just a random guy. I was looking it up, and yeah, man, like when you see a person next to that, I want to say you could fit like 5 people. Let me see. This one's like a video. It's the real Mount Sinai located in Saudi Arabia. Let's see. And then you had the other one. I want to look at the other one too, though, because you said there's one in Egypt. But I would say that Rock of Horeb right there, that thing is pretty convincing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I'm probably brainwashed.
And welcome back to The Watchman. For centuries, the...
Just going to kind of fast forward this. I want to see some footage. Somebody actually goes there. Seems like somebody is actually going to go there. Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, the way these stones look like stacked on top of each other, that looks like somebody lived there at one time. I don't see him just getting stacked like that naturally. All right, hold on. Maybe I got to switch my settings. Make it lower quality. Now my laptop's going real slow. It's contagious, whatever you got. Bro, show me some pictures of the location. I guess I'll let him talk for a minute.
Those millions of people, the Hebrews, had to be blocked in by canyons, by the mountains, so that Pharaoh's army could have them trapped. The only place they could escape would be through the waters. And right at this location, amazingly, there appears to be an underwater land path. So if the waters were parted, they would need somewhere to walk to. And here, just at this location, there happens to be that underwater land pass. So if the waters were parted, they could walk from Egypt through the waters of the Gulf of Aqaba into northwestern Saudi Arabia, into the area that the local Saudis call the land of Jethro. By this underwater land path going from Egypt's Nuweiba beach into northwestern Saudi Arabia, there are very interesting coral anomalies that look like the remains of chariots, specific chariot wheels. And there have been metal detectors brought down by divers that detected circular patterns of metal within the coral. Now, a lot of this would disintegrate over time, obviously, but coral can wrap itself around an object and dissolve it and retain the shape. And so divers who have gone to this area have described it as looking like an ancient junkyard, a place where potentially an army was destroyed and shattered to pieces, and the coral retained the shape of those debris. New research shows that Christian, Jewish, and Islamic sources for a long time have identified the real Sinai as being the highest mountain near an area of Saudi Arabia called Al-Bad today. And if you go to Al-Bad today, the highest mountain is the Jebel al-Lawz mountain range, and specifically a peak named Jebel Makla, which means burned mountain. The reason it's called burned mountain is because it has a blackened top that makes it very distinct, and you can see it from far away. And so that leads people to see it and question, is this evidence of God descending upon the mountain in the form of a fire like the Bible says? The locals refer to this mountain as the Mountain of Moses. And they will tell you how generations after generations have known that this was the real Mount Sinai. In front of this mountain, just like the Bible says, you can see a collection of rocks that have inscriptions of people worshiping bulls. And the local tradition is that this is the golden calf worship site, to the point where locals will even suspect you of searching for gold if you go there. So we know from the book of Exodus that God tells Moses to set up an altar of uncut stone without steps at the foot of the mountain. And next to that altar to set up 12 pillars to represent the 12 tribes of Israel. When you go to the foot of this candidate for Mount Sinai, known as the Mountain of Moses, you come across an ancient altar where you could see where the animals would have been lined up for sacrifice. It is made of uncut stone, and it has no steps. And next to it are the remains of about 12 marble pillars. One of the biggest miracles of the Exodus story that many people would find hard to believe is the story that God told Moses to go up to a rock and strike it with his rod so that water could pour forth and his people could have water to drink from, who were dying of thirst. Amazingly, along this route to the possible Mount Sinai, you come across a gigantic split rock on top of a 100-foot hill, and the rock itself is between 40 and 60 feet high. When you climb it, you look like an ant next to it, and down the split in the middle and the rock below, it's smooth. The adjacent areas are all rough with different types of rocks. It's very bumpy. But then in this area, it looks like water poured forth from that rock, from the split, coming down the hill onto the ground below. And the local Bedouins, who have been told to keep people out and will actually confront you if you go there, will say that this is referred to by them as the split rock of Moses. At one point in my life, I thought that as human knowledge developed and as science developed, we would move further from the biblical account, that those would look more and more like myth. Now I see that it's looking more and more like an accurate historical account.
Thanks again to our good friend Ryan Morrow. He is doing great work. Well, coming up after the break, more incredible biblical history. We head to the Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C. for an up-close look at rare ancient artifacts from one of history's most infamous rulers. Who was it? Find out after the break.
Yeah. So you got now that rock and have the path they've been able to trace that's underneath that body of water there connecting Africa with Saudi Arabia. And then you have the locals that they're saying that they've always known that that's the original mountain. And then you have the chariots that they found, the coral shaped, or the shaped corals. It's a lot of archaeological evidence, I would say, that suggests the real Mount Sinai is in fact in Arabia.
I mean, that Rocco Horror for me, that kind of. We didn't even look at the other one though. I never even heard of the other one, the one in Egypt that you brought up. But I'm kind of sold on this one, bro. I'm kind of sold on that one, bro. And that was just a random video that I just Googled, right? It's not like I had it saved or whatever, so that was just pretty random. I closed the screen because the sound, but yeah, man, crazy.
That's all I got for, I think, for example. Yeah, chapters 1 through 5 for Samuel. Next stream will be on 5 through 10. Maybe do something in between, I don't know. But that's the next Bible chapters that I want to do.
All right, sounds good, bro. Tomorrow's the Sabbath. Starts Friday night to Saturday. Friday sunset to Saturday sunset.
Yeah.
See, let me tell you if anybody else is live. If you want to go, Praise I Am is live. Christopher Silvius is live. There's a guy called The Preacher. I don't recommend him at all. He's crazy. And there's some flat earthers that are live, but just Praise That I Am, bro. He gets it's like a Jerry Springer show. It's just random people come in and it's. You ever been on that channel?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's like Jerry Springer, or all kinds of
free falls.
Huh?
If it's more of like I just don't like it like channels like that. They're like free for all. LPP's channel is all right, but it ends up being a dumpster fire, and that actually helps the channel grow somehow. But
yeah, people.
It's hard to get it in there and actually have any profitable discussions.
Well, yeah, that's how Praise's channel is, but it's more dumpster fire after dumpster fire and drama, and yeah, man, I feel you. There's no, you get very little educational value from it. But if you're ever in the mood to go argue against evolution or something like that, you can find something there. I took a lot of great, like I'll join and either talk about flat Earth or creation. There was a lot of great clips I could take from like the streams. But that guy, I don't know how he does 8-hour streams every day. He's something else, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. He does a lot of streams too. I try to not I try to do as much as I can to just get traffic through here.
Man, yeah. This one, you had over 1,000 subs too, right? Your last channel that got deleted.
Yeah. So Peter is asking if we looked at the new King James version Bible cut. I don't know what the new one looks like. So it has the wicked Trinity symbol. What's a wicked Trinity symbol?
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro.
Do you know that?
Let's see. New KJV Bible cover. Let's see. I don't see a wicked. Oh, I see it. I'll show you it real quick. I think this Wiccan, not Wicked. Oh yeah, I see it. And this is one reason why I use Yahoo on top of instead of Google, because when you share the screen, it only does this, and then it doesn't make the screen bigger. You know what I mean? It only has like one little square. If I hit this aside, it'll open up a new tab and it gets all crazy. I don't know if you can see it. You can't really make it out, so I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go ahead and go to Yahoo, bro, so I can show you the difference. Why I like to use Yahoo. Not only do you get more results when you're looking at stuff, it's also because the way you share. Wait, what's this? This happens that the Pope is on the cover of Yahoo. Hold up, hold up. School no longer Catholic after Pride flag. Bishop says Nativity School of Worcester, Mass. may no longer identify itself as Catholic because it refuses to remove Black Lives Matter and Pride flags, said Bishop Robert McManus. All right, all right, all right. Interesting. All right. New KJV cover.
I don't know. I'm not seeing anything.
Well, he's talking about this right here. I'm gonna show you real quick. And this is why I like to use Yahoo, because I can hit view image and then it'll make it bigger. Oh, never mind, not this one. I got an error. Now the M begins. All right, let's see if I find it different. Here we go. Let's talk about this symbol here. I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, Peter, but what the heck? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Trying to pick a different picture. And Peter, if you could break down what the symbol means, because I honestly don't even remember. It's kind of like 3 leaves overlapping. This is what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't really like attributing any kind of symbols to the Bible other than like a cross. And he's saying that also it corrupts 2 Timothy 2:15. That's why I don't trust anything other than just a KJV 16:11. That's all I mess with.
Yeah, it has a Wiccan symbol. Good that it's the same symbol. Earth, fire, and air, something like that. Mind, body, and soul. Okay, okay. All right, bro. Anything else you wanted to talk about? I kind of feel like you're ready to end this stream.
Yeah, I'm about to get off here.
All right, bro. Well, have a good night. God bless y'all. Jesus loves you, and I'll talk to you next time you're live this late, probably. If not, next Wednesday, bro.
Yep, that's right. All right, then, I agree.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Peter, God bless you all. And thanks for tuning in. Going down. We'll see you in the next broadcast.
Peace.